Hey everybody, I'm giving something new a try. I'm going to start a video log. This is something that I'm trying out to see if it helps me with my stress and anxiety. Not that anybody in this world has that. So it's gonna be pretty much me talking about how I feel, how things make me feel. Sometimes it might be me laughing and singing. Sometimes it might be me crying about things, maybe even everyday things, right? We all have that. We all have stress and anxiety, and maybe this is a way to deal with it for me. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So this being my first one, we'll go from there. You'll have to let me know what you think. So I just kind of wanted to come on here today and talk about things that are going on in the world that are affecting us and causing a lot of stress and anxiety. Things such as the pandemic, Black Lives Matter, protests, defund the police, all this stuff that's going on, and our world seems crazy right now. And then in amongst that, we have bills and household chores and relationships and kids and all this stuff, right? So it's just crazy anymore. But I wanted to talk about mainly how things are making me feel, right? And like the pandemic, we know it's real. We know there's a virus out there. We know that this virus is making people sick and killing some people. But at the same time, it just doesn't seem real if it doesn't affect you, right? So you're not having to deal with it on a personal level, and so it just doesn't seem real. Not that it isn't real, but at the same time, I think that it's being very, very much politicized. I live in Washington State. We have a mask mandate. I think I read somewhere where requiring masks 3 months into a pandemic is like requiring condoms at a baby shower. I kind of use that a lot. That's my belief. That's how I feel about it. It's just what it is, right? So now we have to wear masks if we go grocery shopping, or if we go anywhere. And myself, I think it's a stupid mandate. I think that it has nothing to do with me not caring about anybody else. I think that the masks aren't going to protect you from a virus. Even the box that the masks come in tell you that they don't protect against that. So, what do you do? But that's how I feel about it. And I know there are a lot of people that feel that same way. But all of this stuff that they're saying, all these things, stay at home, don't go out, don't get within 6 feet of another person, somebody that you don't live with. I even saw somewhere where they're saying you should wear a mask during sexual intercourse. That doesn't seem like it's going to happen very often. But either way, I think that it's been blown way out of proportion for what it is. And I think that this is their way of keeping control. Because in the end, the so-called elites, that's what they call them, they want control. They want to be in control. That's what it's about. For them, anyway. Which is really irritating for me because our government was set up to be for the people, by the people, yet it's very few people that get to run the government. And while I get the whole have to have structure and elections and all of that, I just don't think that the people that are in there are listening to the people out here. The person on the street that's working every day, that's paying taxes, that's, paying their bills and doing everything that they're supposed to do in order to have a life, a good life, they're not listening to us. But that's away from what I wanted to talk about. The biggest thing about this pandemic that really has bothered me the most is that this is going to sound bad, they closed down the churches, right? So you can't go to worship. Now, I know people are going to say, you don't have to go to a church to worship. You can do it at home. You can praise him at home. You can do all these things. But there's a significant feeling for someone who believes when they're with a bunch of other people who believe, and you're all together and you're all worshiping together. And it's a good feeling. And I think that taking that away from somebody, I mean, maybe for a month, you know, there's a timeline there, right? So we want to be able to be around others who believe like us. I mean, that's the way we tend to be, even just regularly in our lives, right? We want to be around people who have the same beliefs as us. Now, you may have a different belief system than I do, but we kind of believe along the same things, right? So I believe in law enforcement. I believe in law and order. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in the rights that you're granted under the Constitution. I believe in the Lord, in God, right? Now, you may believe that God is something other than what I believe God is, but you have a belief, and you tend to surround yourself with people that think kind of the same way as you, right? And so that's kind of what happens when you go to church. If you haven't been, is you're around people that believe the same as you, right? And so you're worshiping and you're together and you feel this sense of community. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's that we've lost this sense of community because they've taken this away, right? So in their stay-at-home orders, they have taken away our sense of community. You know, you don't get to go hang out and have dinner with your friends or have birthday parties or graduation parties or any of that stuff. And if you do, oh my goodness, you know, people are up in arms because you don't care about other people. You only care about yourself. And that's not really true. We need community. We need that sense. That sets us apart, right? I mean, even look at animals. Look at how they are. They come together, right? Always. They run in, unless they're a lone animal, and there are those, but for the most part, they run in packs or groups or herds. And they stay together. Now, if one of them is sick, where we tend to take care of us, you know, those of us among us that are sick, animals don't, right? They set them aside. So your quarantine, your isolation, whatever, are the sick, not the healthy. And I think what's happening is by losing this sense of community, by getting rid of that, we're making people sick. And not physically ill, maybe, to some extent, maybe some are getting physically ill, but mentally and emotionally, we're making people sick, right? You can't get rid of all of this negativity that's in your life by talking to somebody when they're 10 miles away, right? You want to be next to them. You want to look at their faces and you want to see how they feel, and you want to know that emotion is shared. And I think that in doing this, that's what they're doing. So people with depression, it's even worse for them, right? And I would be interested to see the numbers on how many people are now suffering from depression and have to be on antidepressants. It's hard, right? I mean, I can't imagine. I'm lucky because when this all first started, I still worked with my daughter. So I didn't have to stay away from her. I was still able to see her every day. I can't imagine what it's like for parents out there who don't get to see their children every day because you're supposed to stay home. That's how you stay healthy. I don't know how they can deal with that. So I think that while this may have started as a way to, as they said, flatten the curve, I think it's ending up being more of a control. And it doesn't matter to them what happens to us because they continue to get their paychecks, because they continue to still live the lives that they've been living all along. It doesn't change for them. It changes for us, right? So we suffer with the consequences of their actions, of their mandates, of their orders. And it just, I don't know, it becomes too much at times. But back to my original thing here, I was talking about the houses, the churches, the houses of worship. It's hard when that gives you peace and that gives you some relative sense of belonging and some, calmness inside. It's hard for that to be taken away. And while I might not have been the most quote unquote religious person, as people might say, I still believed, and my faith was what got me through almost everything. And it still is getting me through. But it feels like it's being tested. And I think that faith in anything right now is feeling like it's being tested. Faith in God or the universe, as some would believe, or faith in humanity, faith in our government, faith in the world at all. It's all being tested. And that's a lot of anxiety when you stop and think about it. And for some people, that's all they can do is stop and think about it. And my heart goes out to them. Like I said, I've been having a lot more anxiety lately. It's making hard for me to sleep. And my brain just doesn't want to shut off at night. And I have to find a way to do that. And I'm hoping that talking and getting it out will help. Because that seems to be something that they teach, talk therapy, I guess. Anyway, so that's what I'm feeling today. That's what I'm thinking about. That's this loss of sense of community. I still go to work. I work, my 5 days a week. I still have time with my coworkers there, and every once in a while we get together. But it's not like it used to be. It's not, let's go to lunch before work and sit at a restaurant and laugh and joke and have a good time. And it's not, let's, go out for a drink afterwards and kind of blow off some steam. And it's not, let's all get together and have a barbecue. Because we're not supposed to do that anymore. At least for now. Unless, of course, we wear a mask, which really kind of defeats the purpose. But this loss of sense of community, it's hard. I mean, I have friends that I talk to, and friends that I text, and friends that I email, and friends that I call, and get to FaceTime with, I could FaceTime with my daughter and my bonus daughter and our grandson. But it's not the same. It's not the same as being in the same room with these people. It's not the same as being surrounded by people that you care about. And I mean truly care about, not just, oh yeah, I know them, they're a good person. But people that you truly care about and you want nothing but the best for. It's not the same to not be around them, to not have those meals and those times when you just sit and talk and everything just, flows. Sense of community. So that's what's on my mind today. I want that back. And I want it back as far as my church so I can worship, but I also want it back as far as being able to have a barbecue, being able to go to lunch, being able to sit around with people that I'm comfortable with, that I can talk with, that understand me, and just talk, right? Boy, this went in a totally different direction than I thought I was going to today. Anyway, so there's my first video log. And I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Definitely comment. Let me know what you think. If there's something you want to talk about, let me know. Something that we can discuss eventually, hopefully. We'll be able to do this live. Right now, I have to stop and think about it and rewind and look at it and figure it out. This is my fourth take because my dogs wouldn't stop barking. Anyway, so I hope you all have a blessed day and that somewhere in your day today, you find that sense of community. Thanks.